Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of April 15th. If we haven't met, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If you have a question you want to ask the cards, you'll find information on how to get a private reading below. I also live stream on TikTok on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern. You should check it out. I'll be doing 5-card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Dark Mansion Tarot with Fluorite, the Classic Rider-Waite-Smith with Snowflake Obsidian, and the Tarot de Marseille with Red Jasper. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And as always, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always with collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave aside what doesn't. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Alright, Group 1, let's see what we have for you for this week. This is the World, the Hierophant, okay. 9 of Coins, nice. 6 of Coins, awesome. And the 7 of Cups in the middle with the Ace of Cups in the at the bottom of your deck. So, as you're well aware, it's really a question of orientation here. And it's straight enough. I have the feeling that I am not going to stare at these cards for very long, but I will still see you right now. I'll give myself a half point in the sense that I stared at these cards longer than I was expecting to, but still a fairly short amount of time. So the overall vibe of this message is one of an embarrassment of riches. It's almost as if there's a lot of opportunity because of how awesome you are, in short. And this is a really nice problem to have. And I believe that the thing to keep in mind for you in your position, Group 1, is that when in doubt, go back on the fundamentals, nodding to the Hierophant at the bottom here. Because I have the feeling that the confusion that you are facing, or that you are likely to face this week based on these cards here, the confusion would come from needlessly trying to reinvent the wheel. I think that's the only way that you can get in your own way this week. Or the flip side also, because I don't think one negates the other. The thing, the concept of having so much opportunity that it's difficult to know which one to choose. Or this could also be, because I obviously the only 2 cups in this entire reading are linked in this regard, or at least I have been, if it wasn't clear to you to this point, Group 1. But to decouple them a bit, it could be that the opportunity or the opportunity for emotional fulfillment represented at the Ace of Cups here, the underlying energy of the entire reading here, could be something that has been on your mind for a while and that you're not sure how to go about. But the answer is the same. To rely on the basics. There might be a model that you've been using to this point to get you to this awesome position that you're in, reinforced by the World here, which I'm not going to say much about because it's basically silently nodding along to everything else that I'm saying. And given these cards, it should be clear. Yeah, coming back to what I was saying, there's I would assume that if this reading is on point and that you are as awesome as this reading implies that you are, there's probably a system that you've used to get to this point. And loosening your grip on that system might not be the best play for you at this point. And yeah, sometimes even if you're Wayne Gretzky, just sliding up the left side and slap-shotting in the up top right corner, is the thing to do. And I'm reminded of the saying in golf, drive for show, putt for dough. And apparently at the top golfer level, they spend a lot of time practicing short distance, straight putt in putts, that kind of thing. I have absolutely no idea if that's true or not, but I wouldn't be surprised based on the expertise that I have in other fields, which is a lot like that. I do a lot of quote unquote short distance, straight drive in putts. To a lesser extent, well, this message is pretty simple, but the format of this spread is such a way. That's kind of why I designed this spread the way I did, to give myself the best of both worlds. But coming back to you, this is not a week to reinvent the wheel, and you're awesome. I think that's good. Oh, Six of Coins, wisely allocating resources. Another one of these nodding along things. Oh, and before I forget, this entire reading is earth and water, and that is very interesting. Now, there's a case to be made for the world card also being air, but it's a very obscure case, so I'm going to drop it and say that, first of all, when there's a focus on two elements, sometimes I like to read it as a warning against a warning on the absence of the other two. But here I'm reading this more as really driving into the natural harmony that is available to you this week. So yeah, I'm glad I remembered to acknowledge that before thanking you for watching. And if you liked this reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 2, you're the first group 1 in this video as far as pyramid placement is concerned, because group 1 had a smaller deck, but if I did my job right, this should be very close to perfect. Something like that. How is it? Oh, yeah, nice. All right, I'll see you right now. I've actually been staring at these cards for a while. There's one thing that I want to piece together, and for that, I'm going to pull one advice card. So it is the Ace of Coins reversed. Okay, so this I'm going to integrate this into what I already have, and I'll see you right now. This reading was a very interesting puzzle to solve, and I'll lead with the challenge that I was having, because by the very nature of these cards, even though it's not in the middle of the reading, being the only yellow card in this entire thing, the Seven of Swords, it can't help but to draw the human eye towards it, taking the attention despite not being in the middle, you know? And I am very pro Seven of Swords. I can go on about how it gets a bad rap, and how the reputation that it has of being about lying, cheating, and stealing that most tarot readers just read it off as is overly simplistic. However, given the other cards in this reading, I felt it important to give the two possible interpretations of this Seven of Swords, which is, this is either an invitation for you to be more shrewd, or this is an invitation for you to, a warning against someone around you who is trying to pull a fast one on you. And the invitation to be more shrewd is very straightforward. It was the other one that I was having so much trouble that I felt compelled to draw an advice card, which at first I thought was trolling me, because the Ace of Coins, there is a link to be made between the Ace of Coins and the Queen of Coins. You know, what is the coin that she's focusing on? That kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah. For those of you who are being invited to be more shrewd, the message for this week is, how badly do you want it? Because sometimes an opportunity comes to do something, and that would really satisfy the big dream, the big why, the big happily permanent, happily ever after that you're trying to manifest in this world, you know? And when that opportunity opens. Sometimes it involves doing something that in principle you have told yourself is bad, maybe fairly actually, and maybe not. And these are the challenges that you're being invited to wrestle with for this week. For those of you for whom the Seven of Swords is you. Yeah, you need to take the big picture into account, which is the advice that I'm getting from the Seven of Coins. Sorry, Seven of Coins, the Ace of Coins reversed. Uh, um, Especially combined with the Queen of Coins reversed at the bottom of the deck here, because that was the challenge, was that there's a lack of focus that is being hinted at by the Queen of Coins reversed at the bottom of the deck, which was what was making all of this more difficult for me to piece together in one cohesive message, you know? So what I would say, again, for those of you, for if this Seven of Swords is someone around you, trust me, we will get to you. But yeah, for those of you for whom the Seven of Swords is you, being able sometimes the checklist is there for a purpose, to make sure that nothing important gets forgotten, right? But some steps are just there as insurance, and in some situations, as long as you don't make a habit of it, skipping one checkbox can yield the result that you want in the time that you have, instead of not getting it at all and checking that checkbox. That kind of dilemma, you know? So that's the challenge that you're being invited to wrestle with. And I'm sticking with the stick to the basics interpretation of the the Hierophant, trump number 5. The Hierophant is usually a card of mentorship, or giving and receiving, or a card of tradition. So either there's a mentor that you can turn to in situations like this, but that's not how I'm reading it. I'm reading it more as sticking to the basics, sticking to the fundamentals. Now, for those of you for whom this Seven of Swords is someone else, I'm not. I'm seeing enough is enough vibes. However, I'm also not seeing any direct confrontation. So the keep the big picture in mind metaphor for you who are being invited to protect your dream from some sneaky bastard is to kind of engage in that spy versus spy type of shit, where again, I don't see a call for direct confrontation. I would expect to see other cards if that was it, you know? But taking the precautions to protect yourself, or again, this is a weekly reading, okay? Don't read too deeply into this. But taking the steps to delay or not directly confront suspicious activity that you sniff out, and maybe waiting for the sneaky person to come to you and say, hey person, did the password change for such and such file, you know? Instead of saying, hey, I think you're doing sneaky shit with that file. Yeah, actually, that metaphor was so fitting. I almost feel like dropping the mic and moving on, but I want to make sure that there's nothing else. Yeah, actually, I think that sums it up. It's really a question of, how do you keep the big picture in mind to protect the seed that you've planted to manifest your dream, you know? And it might involve cutting corners, and it might involve spy versus spy type guerrilla tactics for you. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked your reading, please give this video a like, and you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I'll see you there. All right, group 3. Let's see what we have for you. There's one card that if it shows up, everyone will have had it. I try not to bug group 2 with that. Okay, the card didn't show up. And don't panic for the tower. I was watching out for the card that didn't show up. This should be good. It's a little crooked, but it'll do. All right, I'll see you right now. Group 3, I didn't need to look at these cards for very long. The vibe that I'm getting from this reading is one of two people collaborating together to deal with an emergency. The thing that struck out right away was the fact that we have two aces here. But the theme of duality resonates throughout this entire reading. We have a two of coins, hinting at choice, and we have the two people, if you don't count the sun character, playfully dancing in the field of the sun or whatever. And the thing that is really interesting is the pose that these two younglings have, and the most common basic interpretation is that, there's a fraternity, that they are caring for each other, playing for, having fun, enjoying this moment together, right? And if you translate this into how it fits into this, with the emergency disturbance of the tower here, it's more like in the face of this unexpected event, saying, oh, let's do the alley-oop play where you take them from the left and I take them from the right, and then I shoot you the thing and then you slam it or whatever. And running a play that you either have done together multiple times, like basically each person is going off with their own ace in order to deal with this situation from their own best angle, basically. Yeah, that's really the... As soon as that image snapped into me, it was difficult for me to look at this any other way, which is why I unpaused so quickly. So yeah, I don't know if your ace is the ace of coins or the ace of wands here, but it is clear that whenever whatever tower moment is hinted at here happens, assuming it hasn't already, I think that how you fit in will be clear to you, and also one other person, how they fit in, would be clear to you. And if it's not clear to them, you might want to tell them, basically. Honestly, the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck doesn't have much to add. This is dealing with the emotional shit that comes up in situations like this, but I don't think that this is important enough to elaborate much about that. This is really running a play. And again, either you've done it a bunch together, or you are so talented in your own respective fields that collaborating together in this way almost feels as if you've done this together a bunch of times. It's really strong here. So I'm eerily jealous in a way, because as much as people don't like tower moments, those opportunities, when dealt with and giving you the opportunity to experience your own mastery, it could be really satisfying to experience moments like that. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about this particular spread. So yeah, I hope that resonated, and if you like this reading, please give this video a like, and as always, if you don't want to watch me pick up your reading, you can use the timestamps in the description below to jump ahead a couple seconds. I'll see you at your Oracle card reading. All right, Oracle card time. This should be... I think the pyramid move. Now I have low confidence in my ability to place these cards, but this will have to do. All right, Group A, your card is investment. This is a waxing Earth crescent moon. As usual, there's a lot here, so I'm gonna stare at this card. Give me a second. Group A, this is a simple reminder that to think in terms of compound interest, but that you're setting up for yourself, basically. The seeds that you're planting that might not yield immediate returns, you're basically, it's the invitation of delayed gratification, basically. And it's funny too, because I paused a long time trying to do sky math to see when the next waxing crescent earth moon was going to happen, because I know the sun is in Taurus for this week, and it distracted me. But no, the sky math doesn't add up for this. So this is really a question of thinking in terms of long-term investment, and to think of this week as setting your future self up correctly, basically. Group B, your card is the Bat Spirit. A rebirth is assured. Well, this is nice. It doesn't fit smoothly into any particular reading per se, because the theme of oh, maybe if we reframed it as reinvention. For some of you, actually, for a couple of you, I gave a warning against reinvention, but maybe finding your particular way to apply the fundamentals might be the way to square that circle for you. And for the others, it's really a question of not, the past doesn't have to equal the future, basically. Yeah, I think that sums it up well. Group C, your angel is Shelegiel, the angel of snow. I rarely read these cards literally. Let me stare at this for a moment. Group 3, this is a group C. This is an invitation to challenge the assumptions of what you believe is possible. Whenever this card comes up, and I've only pulled it a couple times, but I'm always drawn to the fact that this angel is running barefoot in the snow, you know. It's totally logical for the angel of snow to be able to do that, but it still stands out. And part of that I interpret as doing the things that appear natural to you, but that appear, you know, extraordinary to others. But that's not the aspect that is coming to the forefront. For me, it is, for these readings that I gave, the way that this fits best is you know, it's almost as if you had this belief that no one can run barefoot in the snow, and that it's almost as if you weren't the only one who can run barefoot in the snow, basically. And by being the first one to challenge that assumption, to demonstrate to the others what they're capable of, basically. Yeah. Group D, your card is Control. This is Jupiter in Capricorn. There's a lot of symbolism in this card. One of the reasons it's one of my favorite decks. Let me stare at this and see what we got. It's funny, the most common association with Jupiter is that of expansion, but given the readings that I gave, this Jupiter in Capricorn as control here, the Jupiterian aspect is the one of faith and hope. I think that you are being invited to keep your cool, keep your wits about you, stay calm, cool, and collected, and to remind yourself that slow and steady wins the race. It's almost as if I can't help but be influenced by the emperor-like pose and demeanor and depiction of the person who's sitting on this earth here, you know, with the Ouroboros snake eating its own tail. But it's an invitation to rest on the foundation and to not be so impatient to rush to grow. Doing it right, you know, measuring twice and cutting once. That kind of vibe. So yeah, I think that wraps up everything. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give this video a like. Thank you very much for watching. I hope y'all have a great week. Take care. I'll see you soon.